Hi everyone, this is Julian Palumbo and God, Mental Health, and the Keto Connection. So we're going to talk about getting back onto keto if you've fallen off after the holidays, and also first-timers. This is also the same way to start if you've never started keto before and gotten your body in a ketogenic state, which is very beneficial to your health, physical and mental health. So, are you starting a fitness plan, or are you wanting to turn back the clock before you fell off the wagon, before the cheesecakes and chocolates and nuts and pasta kicked in from the holidays? Well, I'm here to help today, and let's do this. Start cutting down on your carbohydrates. Step one. Now what you're going to do is get a nice journal or any other way you'd like to track, and you're going to write down the foods you eat today, say day one that you're starting this, and don't change a thing. Eat whatever you feel like eating, maybe what you ate yesterday, whatever you want to eat. You're trying to get a base number on how many carbs you're consuming. And don't be shocked, it might even be 250 carbs. A lot of people eat that and more. So the bottom baseline starting point is what we're looking for, and you can't get that if you're not honest about it. Don't try to cut something out or leave something out that you would have eaten otherwise. So once you have that base number, then day after that, you're going to start your plan. And you're going to take your base number and subtract anywhere from 20 to 50 grams of carbs from that number. You are going to choose that according to what you think you can handle. If you're way up there in the 300s, maybe 250s, try to start out with the 50 carb gram subtraction. So, because you can spare it when you're eating that many carbs, you won't even miss it. But then as you get lower, you probably can go down to subtracting 20. And you can stay at those levels 2 to 3 days as long as you need to, till you feel ready to go down again to the next subtraction. Okay, I hope that's clear. So you're going to go like from 200 to 150 to 100 grams of carbs to 50. Now you can slow down. You're getting pretty low now. Even after 100, you can slow down to minus 20. So you would go to 80, 60. You see what I mean? So, and stay at those levels as long as you need to. 2 to 3 days sounds right to me. But do what works for you. If you feel like you've gone too fast, back it up a little bit. Go back up a few grams of carbs to where you can handle it. And your body will adjust and you will be ready to subtract more. Okay? So we want to do this successfully, and that may mean slowly but steadily. Okay? It's important to stick with it. Now, when you hit your level of 20 grams of carbs per day, for young men, of the prime of life, it could be up to 50 grams of carbs for them. That will put them into ketosis. That's the whole point of this. We want you to get into ketosis. So, what you're going to do when you start subtracting, give it a week at least. Probably when you get into the 100 grams of carbs and lower, you may want to start checking to see if you are making any ketones at all. And don't, at that level, you probably still won't. You probably won't make them until you hit like 50 to 20 carbs a day. Now, when you see a little pink on the urine test strip, which you can buy at any drugstore or a lot of grocery stores have too, or even Vitamin Shop, things like that. Any fitness place, that will show you that you are creating ketones in your system, and the ones that register on the strip are the ones that are spilling out into your urine. Your body doesn't need them. It's overproduction. So a little bit shows that you are just starting, and when it goes deep purple, you're going to be in deep ketosis. And you want every once in a while, keep a check on that. You want to make sure you're still producing ketones and a nice amount. You want an overabundance of ketones. It's only when you're been on it for months, maybe a year, like your body is going to cut back knowing the level of ketones that you need to live on, because it doesn't want to make extra if it doesn't have to. So that at that point, your body knows how many ketones you need to make each day and how many you'll use up, and then it doesn't show up in your urine because there's no extra to spill over normally. So if you're a long timer, don't worry if your test strips aren't dark. That's what I'm trying to say. So, but we're talking about beginners and getting backers. Okay, so let's when we're going through this now. Your goal is to start eating more healthy choices and getting your carbs from vegetables, mostly non-starchy vegetables. They're usually the ones that grow above ground, and they are not root vegetables, which grow underground. And that's a general way to tell quickly. Also, if you're in the mood for strawberries, well, and you're in the cut down phase, so you get a cup of strawberries and you're like, well, how many carbs do I write down for strawberries? Snack strawberries. How many carbs? Get your phone out, Google it. How many carbs are in a cup of strawberries? Answer pops up, write it down. Now you don't have to even look it up the next time. You'll often repeat the same foods over and over again, as we usually do. And so we talked about now proteins you pick are going to be the meat, fish that you enjoy. Seafood, it's all allowable as long as it's an animal source protein. And you want fats. This is a high-fat diet. So you want fatty cuts of meat like ribeye. That's the keto favorite usually. And butter. Also, you want to use coconut oil, which is a great source of MCTs, which go in your mouth and convert to ketones very quickly. So that's a little hack. If you're low on energy, take a tablespoon or teaspoon to a tablespoon of coconut oil, and you'll often get a big pick-me-up because your body was able to make ketones out of it really quick for energy. So that's a great thing to know. And so the fats you're going to your go-to fats are coconut oil, butter, animal fats like lard and tallow, and that's basically it. You do not want seed oils, and I'm sure everyone's hearing about seed oils today. That's your vegetable oils, so to speak. Let's not use them, okay? We'll get into that later. There's a couple things you can use, but I'll do another video on that. So you're getting down to the 20 carb gram per day level, and you are going to be into ketosis. Now, as you're going through this process, make no provision for the flesh. When I say the flesh, I'm getting that from the Bible. Those of you who aren't into the Bible may not recognize that expression, but Christians know that the flesh is the body and the carnal appetites. Your regular appetite. We want to be in control of our body, and the body and flesh, that's an equal term. So make no provision for that flesh. That means don't hide treats in the cabinet high up thinking you're not going to go eat them, because the day will come that you'll climb up a ladder and get them. And you know that probably as well as I do, because we've all done that, right? If you live with anyone who is not on your plan, ask them to support you. That it is really important that you don't run into their bag of Snickers, because I don't know about you, but if I find a sudden treat, for some reason, it's almost like it sneaks in behind my grid of protection, and it's before I know it, I just eat it. So ask the ones you live with to hide their goodies and treats. And even in the freezer, in the refrigerator, stick them in the back or wherever they won't be seen, hide them behind other things. There's a way to do it. Where there's a will, there's a way. Ask your family to really help you with that. Also clean out your office, your car, wherever your work table, whatever it is, you know where there's treats hiding. Get rid of them, get them in the trash if necessary, and get them in trash you won't go pull them back out of, because that happens all the time too. So make no provision for that, and do provide for success. Go out and have a shopping trip. Buy some keto crutches, which I will get into in a minute. Buy some allowable treats right now as you're going through the cut down phase. We don't want to do this too suddenly because it's not fun and it doesn't promote success. Going slowly and steadily promotes your success, okay? So that's all we want is your success. And so here's the thing that I discovered was a tripwire, and not in a good way, after the holidays. If you've made some treats or other people in your family have, and they've left the ingredients laying around, say those chocolate chips, baking chocolate chips, or anything that would trigger you to just have a handful or something. Get rid of the ingredients left over from making holiday treats. That's an extra tip. Get rid of them like out in the trash, in the big outside cans where you're not going to dumpster dive, hopefully, for those things. And let's also talk about, we talked about going shopping for the allowable treats. And this is where I allow you to have Quest bars and what are they called? Fat bombs. Like I think Atkins makes some. You can have these when you're just starting out, and giving up your goodies is really, really hard for you. Some people, it's not that hard. Some people it is. So use those keto crutches now when you need them, because I want you to get rid of them, let's say, after the first month. It's time to really get rid of those. Also, the sugar alcohols that they all contain are going to play havoc with your stomach and cause what I call bubbles. That's a nice way of putting it. And yeah, and they're not fun. It's not fun. So, but they do serve a purpose as a tool to wean yourself off of sugar and goodies and bakery items, etc. And also the non-sweet goodies. Let's not forget pizza and really starchy, carby, non-sweet, like Italian rolls, breads and crackers. Sometimes they're even harder to give up. So one thing that I found is a great substitute, and I can't live without, is pork rinds. And that I never would have dreamt in my wildest dreams I'd like to eat pork rinds, because I had to teach myself to like them. But they soon became my substitute chips, crackers, you name it. I use them for everything, or just eat them right out of the bag. So you can try those, and I hope you like them. Make sure you check those ingredients, because I've only found a couple brands that are acceptable. You don't want anything that has MSG in it. You don't want anything, obviously, that has sugar in it, and a lot of them do. So check your ingredients before you buy it. Let's see. You're going to pick a day and begin after you take your first carb count and get your base number. And your goal in the first day is just to get to bed that night having eaten all the foods that you're allowed to eat, and none that you haven't. If you complete one day perfectly like that, you are on your way. I want to say the first day when you're counting your basic carbs, also I want you to make a list, get a 5x7 card or whatever works for you. I have a 5x7 card still in my daily planner book. And I have there just plainly written all the food choices I'm allowed to have. So if I'm in that mode where, oh, I feel like something, but I don't know what, I'll pull out the card and read it. Say, wow, I can have anything on this card right now. And a lot of times I'll choose a hot dog and a hamburger. But whatever, you see it at a glance, a hard-boiled egg, whatever it is, and you are, it's a good feeling to look at that card and say, okay, everything on this card is legal. I'm not going to starve. I can have something that's delicious and stay on my plan. So make that card for yourself. And we'll get into the particulars of what should be on that card. I've also made other videos. You can check my playlist and make your card to refer to, even as you begin this process. And you're just cutting down for the first time. And once you get into ketosis, you will not have cravings. Cravings are one of the worst things that I can ever imagine living with, because carbs create an addiction, and it's a real, true addiction. You can call it a sugar or carbohydrate addiction, and it has every earmark of a true addiction, and that's why it's not so easy to do this. That's why I'm making this video, because I know it's hard. And if you have any questions or problems or anything you want to say about it or ask me, please put it in the comments below and I'll get right back to you. Now let's talk about the next time in the year that you could be tempted to go off your plan. Because I'll tell you, every single month of the year has a reason to get off your plan. It's either a holiday every month or a birthday every month of someone you know, and or some personal celebration like an anniversary. There's going to be something in every single month. So you have to have a plan ahead of time how you're going to deal with it. And the way I deal with it is, if I'm visiting, I bring my own food. And I don't bring it out unless I see that they're not going to have anything that I could eat on my plan. And if I do, I unashamedly say, oh, I'm a carnivore. I've been a carnivore for a long time. I do it for my health. And I just brought my own food. I hope you don't mind. Nobody minds, okay? Nobody really cares what you eat. So you want to plan ahead for success. Always provide and make provision for your own success, okay? And so knowing that this is going to be all year long, just get ready for it. It's part of life. And foods that trigger you, you don't want to be around them without having your safe alternative. I usually travel with a bag of pork rinds in my car. That's a good idea. They keep I guess they could keep for almost forever, but just throw a bag in your car somewhere and have them handy. Don't ever think you've outgrown this ability to fall off the wagon. It's just, some people say that it's worse addiction than heroin, and at least it is as much of an addiction, because if you do fall off, you're right back at day one, day zero, as though you never were free of it. That's why it's so important to provide for success and not fall off. If you do fall off, don't beat yourself up. You just get right back on the plan as I've just outlined in this video, and you will get back on it. This is a guaranteed to work. You're not allowed to stop at grocery stores and buy anything for yourself, because you're going to go home and eat your good foods that you have stashed at home that you are allowed to have. And once you're full, once you're past it, the craving will subside, and you go read a good book, make other provisions for success that are non-food items, like your favorite novel, your favorite TV show, your, let's see what, I have some other ideas. Anything that you can use as an alternative. Taking a nap is another one if you can fit it in. Calling a good friend. And I don't know about you, but talking to a good friend usually takes my appetite away. I'll be like so supercharged after that. Like food is like not even in my mind at that point. So there's ways to do this. Save those good novels for when you need it, for a reward of when staying on your plan. That's usually what I do. I still do it. It's a nice habit, even now, after all these years, 10 years, 8 years keto, to probably almost 3 years now carnivore. So I hope this has helped you. And please visit my website, God Mental Health and the KetoConnection.com. And you can reach me and find me on Substack by the same name, God Mental Health and the Keto Connection. I'll put the links below. And thanks for stopping by, and God bless you.